The question of housing is one of the major problems this country faces. By and large, blacks live in substandard housing. Those who manage to fight their way out of it frequently pay a large penalty to do so.
I came from Birmingham, Alabama, but I came to Chicago for a better living and a job. I bought here, this house, in '58. It ain't nothing to brag about, but it's mine.
My name is Clyde Ross. I was born in Clarksville, Mississippi. I bought this house in 1958.
I moved in this house in 1957. It was mostly a white area. And when they said that the niggers was coming, they didn't say black, they said the niggers was coming. And they just start moving away. Mostly everyone that was black, they had been sold a contract. If you missed the payment in 3 months, they could take the property back. No lawyer, no nothing could help you. That was it.
There are blocks like this scattered throughout the Lawndale section of Chicago's West Side ghetto. The people who live here bought their homes from real estate speculators at double or triple their value, and they bought on contract because they couldn't get conventional or FHA mortgages. Under the contract, the buyer makes installment payments at high interest, but he bills no equity. If he defaults on even one payment at any time during the contract, he loses the property and everything he's paid into it.
We'll pay $26,000 and the house was worth $12,000. That means I was overcharged quite a bit. And the contract situation was so bad until if something broke down, you had to fix it. You had to pay your water and gas and electric and the taxes and everything else, but you didn't have no ownership.
How could we be charged like that if that wasn't a law? And how would the law let them do this? But they said it was their property. They had a choice to sell it at whatever price they wanted to. And if you bought it, then that was on you.
Worked 3 jobs. I worked at Campbell Soup, post office, and I delivered pizzas for 4 to 5 years. I get home at 10 o'clock every night, leave home at 6 o'clock every morning. Kids be asleep, they don't see me. And when they did see me on the weekend, I tell them something, they look at their mama and say, well, should I do it or should I not? Who is this guy, I was a stranger in my own home because of this contract thing. Really a stranger. I said, now this is not going to work. These people who have cheated us out of more than money, we have been cheated out of the right to be human beings in a society. We have been cheated out of buying homes at a decent price. Now it's time now. We got a chance now. The Contract Buyers League have presented a chance for these people in this area to move out of this grip of society, to move up, stand on your own 2 feet, be human beings, fight for what you know is right. Fight!
I really believe that, ultimately what we're after is some kind of communication among human beings, but that can only be effected when people can approach each other on the basis of equality.
Yeah, but even though you are keeping within the law, this is really war, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
The college students and I went up and down the streets and asked people if they bought on contract. And we discovered that the average overcharge was $10,000, and then computed the monthly payments so that we knew that black folks were paying a race tax of about $20,000 per family.
You would just go to their house and ask them, is you on a contract? Some of them say, I don't know, some of them didn't want to talk to you. And they would say, no, I'm on a mortgage. But when they bring the paper, I know it wasn't no mortgage, because that's what I had, a piece of paper. Everybody practically was on contract.
People on the west side and the south side were being blamed for things that were not of their own making. This is the best example I can think of institutional racism. White folks created the ghetto. And it drives me crazy today even that we don't admit that.
The people of Lawndale organized the Contract Buyers League, and during the past year, the league began urging large numbers of buyers to withhold the payments on their contracts. By withholding the payments, the league has managed to renegotiate, enabling the buyer to build equity and saving him an average of $10,000.
There were 550 families in the payment strike. People knew how to handle pickets. People knew how to handle you telling their neighbors. But when you're hitting them in the pocketbook with a payment strike, that was serious business.
They said, well, you got to pay this money, it's $260 every month. Nuh-uh, we ain't paying you nothing until you get this contract right.
They came up, rang the bell, still in bed, and the wife went to the door, they served her with a paper, and then they came on in.
What did they say to you?
They said they were going to evict us.
And where's your furniture now?
Out on the street.
What do you plan to do? Do you believe that you should forward it and pay it like you were doing before?
No, I won't. I won't give them the money.
We just wanted to get a fair price for the house, you know, and we wanted the mortgage where we could have ownership of the house. And the contract buyer league brought us to a point where we could understand that we could do something about this.
The peoples of CBL have come together. No matter what happened, we are fighting for one thing, that is justice. And believe me, as long as we stick together and keep growing in large numbers like we done now, something got to happen.
I've always wanted to own my own house because I worked for white people when I was in the South, and they had beautiful homes, and I always said one day I was going to have me one, and I finally did.
The house was paid for, no more fright of losing it. It felt good. It really felt good.